welcome back to Seven Shepherds Farm. Today we are going to move this group of 700 yearling lambs. We have about 20-25 lambs in this group already, so we're going to take it slow with the move today. But I also kind of wanted to show you what we bring along every day whenever we check our lambs, and kind of go through what we call like our vet box. Just has some essential supplies that we may or may not need whenever we're checking our sheep every day. Okay, so this is kind of like our vet box. In here we just have like an old needle nose pliers in case we would need it. This is just a syringe full of LA 300 antibiotic. We just keep a full syringe with some extra needles in this bag. Last night we had a ewe that had been trying to lamb for a while, and Jake had to come back out and pull her lamb that was coming out backwards. And she had been trying for so long that the lamb kind of fell apart whenever it came out. And so in that instance, we would give a shot of LA 300 just to make sure that the ewe doesn't have any infection after trying so long to give birth and having the rotten lamb inside of her. So that's just an instance when we would give LA 300 to a ewe. So we keep a bottle of that. Another thing we keep along is iodine spray and antiseptic disinfectant that we would maybe use on a ewe after she gives birth, or a lamb that maybe would have a swollen navel. So iodine spray. Also, screwworm balm is another thing we might spray on a lamb if we notice they're having problems. Spray it on their umbilical cord or their navel if it looks swollen. We do not catch every lamb. The only reason we would catch a lamb is if we notice that they're having issues, something's swollen. We don't catch any lambs unless we notice they're having a problem, but we like to have this on hand in case they are. Or if we notice one that looks kind of dumpy, maybe they might have a lot of ticks, we would use this. Another thing we keep is just a bottle of orange spray paint. If we do have to treat a lamb or treat a ewe, we would spray paint the back of their neck and head with orange spray paint, just so we know that that was the lamb we treated the day before or a couple days before. This will hold onto their coat for about a week. So orange spray paint just so we can mark the lamb. Also, we write down their number like in the notes in our phone. So anyways, we have different ways of knowing which lamb we treated. And then also just some gloves, rubber gloves, in case we're pulling a lamb or we need rubber gloves. Let's see here. Another thing that we like to keep in this vet box as well is a thermometer, just like a digital thermometer that we would use to take their temperature. It's not in here right now. I had to use it at home, but that's something also that we would keep in our vet supplies box. This is just kind of our lamb supplies. This is more something we don't necessarily have to bring out in the field with us. This is more just something we use at home if we would happen to collect a bottle lamb. But I'm still going to go over it and show you what's in here. In this, we just keep bottled water, bag of colostrum, and a bottle. So that's the first thing a bottle lamb would get is bottle of colostrum. So that's what we keep in here, along with just this immediate response. I don't know. This is just something someone mentioned to us last year about giving to bottle lambs. So it's something that we started giving bottle lambs, is a dose of this. It's just vitamins to help them to get a better start. So just give them some vitamins, colostrum, and then just like some wet wipes if we need to use that for anything to clean them off. So these are just 2 boxes we like to take with us everywhere we go during lambing season, just to have things on hand. If you guys have stuff that you keep on hand that we didn't mention, drop a comment down below and let us know. Maybe you guys have some more things that we should keep on hand and we can mention it in another video. So anyways, if there's anything we didn't mention, drop it down below. But we are going to be moving this group with the babies. So like I said, we're going to move them nice and slow and at their own pace, but they are going to be moving one paddock over. So let's keep going. Okay, here's that large group of yearlings. This is where we had just like those temporary spring gates up right here. This is where they're going to be moving through. So this is just one of those divider fences, permanent divider fences, 2 strands of electric that runs down to that pond, and they can get into the pond from either side. Come on, Frodo. He's like, I know there was something up there yesterday. Just kind of getting back into the groove of moving. They moved all winter, but it was way slower. Now we're moving them every 48 hours or less, so. Again, this is a very short move. They're just coming from one field to the next, so those with babies can take their time. We will also just probably leave this opening open for a few hours and let them make their way through, because all these other ewes that haven't had lambs yet that are moving through, they're not going to come back. They've got all this new fresh grass. They're not going to go back through this opening. Not today. So, saw 2 little babies right there. They made their way through with mom. Oops. Here's another baby. Like I said, we've probably got 20 or 25 on the ground already. Every ewe in this paddock is a first-time ewe lamb. See some babies here bringing up the rear. Actually went pretty fast. Still see a few of them up on the hillside with babies, but they are coming. Okay, I'm going to kind of stand back here, but show you guys these little groups of lambs and ewes that did not move. So you can kind of see there's 2 more over there, 1 here, 1 kind of way down there. So all of these ewes right here are ones that did not move with their babies, which is fine. The other ewes are just right here. So essentially right next to each other. We are leaving the gate open, the sling gates, we will leave them open, and on their own time they will make their way over there with the rest of the flock, because they are flocky animals and they do want to be with the flock. So anyways, they'll probably hang out here for a while and they'll make their way over there later today, and then tonight, if everything's out of this paddock, we'll put the gate back up, but if not, we'll leave it open till tomorrow morning.
So we got about 700 ewe lambs. So this is their first lambing, all in this pen, and most of them are out of Hopping Brothers genetics, and all of our rams, every last one of those, were out of Hopping Brother genetics. So all the lambs coming out this year are going to have those genetics in them too. If you haven't heard of the Hopping Brother genetics, basically they're very well known for having great feet and parasite resistance in their sheep, and just a really hardy sheep. So if you're in the hair breed, if you're in the hair sheep at all, you'll, for a very long time, you'll hear about the Hopping Brothers. So we're really happy to have those genetics in our flock and for our base for our flock here.
So we just wanted to show you guys that. Show you how some of them hung back. As you saw, some of them did move with the group. And you're going to have that. But they were probably a little older. These are probably more fresh from this morning. So, okay, so it's spring, obviously, middle of April here in Missouri. So it's time for us to start adding garlic to our mineral. So we're going to talk to you guys a little bit about that today, why we put garlic in the mineral in the summertime, and kind of show you how we do it.
Just like a really fine garlic. I mean, it is super fine, like sand in there, and it is so strong. That's why I'm wearing gloves. It'll make your hands stink for a couple days. But it really helped with the fly pressure last year, I think, on these sheep. We used it at home on our home flock, and we didn't have any fly pressure. So
also the ticks are really bad right now. We've just been noticing a lot of ticks on their underside, some of them, so we're kind of hoping that it'll help with that too. We kind of just put a third of a cup, like you just did, in each container.
Yeah, I'm not real precise on our measuring. I'm not exactly sure what they're supposed to have, but that's about what I did last year. Just took one of them cups and just split it up between the mineral. Every time I give them a bag, I just put another cup in. So I'll just dump this over the top, each one. I don't think you can give them too much. It is expensive though. It was a couple $100, or I think it was like $300 for a bucket. But like I said, we used it all last year on our sheep. At home we had 300 there, so you know, and we barely made a dent in that bucket.
Well, during the summer months.
Yeah, all summer, right.
That's why we're just now adding. This is our first time using it this growing season. So
I kind of wish I would have started about a month ago.
Yeah.
But honestly, I forgot we had it. So we've been just using this mixed mineral all winter, and then I just had this sitting in the shed still from last year, and I don't know, I just kind of forgot we even used it. But now that we saw all those ticks on some of them, that brought it back to our memory that we used garlic last year and it really helped. So we're going to use it again. So I do this one already? I already did that one.
I don't think so.
Okay.
Seems like they like it. They ate it really good last year.
Yeah, they did. Yeah, definitely didn't slow their consumption down by it at all. They seemed to like it. And last year we had a little bit different mineral program. We had plain salt, and then we did like each individual ingredient had its own box. But this year we went with the pre-mixed bag. For one, it's just so much easier, and they eat a lot. We get better consumption whenever they're eating like this. But when we had just the salt, we were mixing the garlic with the salt, not with any other of the minerals. So in case you're doing like that cafeteria style, you can just mix it in with the salt. But all right, got that mixed in, and we're gonna go and drag this into the new paddock. We've already had a couple more of those ewes with the baby lambs make their way through the gate. It's only been 10 minutes, so they'll just kind of trickle in the rest of the day, and hopefully when we come back and check them this afternoon, everybody will be in. So
all right, thanks for watching Seven Shepherds Farm, and we'll see you next time.